Do you know, for the past 50 years, I have studied one thing: why people get the results they get and why they don't live the way they really want to live. Do you see, I stumbled on these ideas 50 years ago. I picked up Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. I was on the fire department in a suburb of Toronto. I was earning $4,000 a year, and I owed $6,000. I'd been in debt almost all my life. I had no formal education. I had no business experience. But by following the ideas that I was starting to study, everything began to change. My income went from $4,000 to $175,000 in a year. Then it went over $1 million. I was so absolutely stunned by what was happening, I had to figure out why. And you know, I have never stopped studying the subject. For the past 43 years, I have traveled all over the world, helping people realize there's a better way to live, and it's not as hard as struggling. Do you know that just 3% of our population earns 97% of all the money that's being earned? The person that sent you here is very familiar with me and what I do. And they believe that you would like what I'm offering. You see, I'm going to show you how you can have your own opportunity where you work when you want to work and you have the time to live the way you really want to live. Where there's a strong team of people that are prepared to help you build a very powerful, profitable organization. You see, that is the secret that wealthy people have used way back since the ancient Babylonians. Yes, you can have multiple sources of income coming from all over the place. I'm going to show you in a relatively short period of time how to turn your monthly income like that into a weekly income. And then if you really want to lock in, I'll show you how to turn your annual income to a monthly income. Oh, I'm aware that this probably sounds to most people like a gross exaggeration, but it's really not. You see, I wasn't satisfied with the idea that I was winning 50 years ago. I wanted to know why. No formal education, no business experience. How did this happen? Well, you see, you and I have believed a lie. We've been raised to believe the lie. We've been raised to believe that if you're going to earn a lot of money, you've got to be really smart. I was earning a lot of money, and I knew I wasn't very smart. We're raised to believe if you're going to do well in business, you have to have a good formal education. I had 2 months high school, but I had a business that I started myself that was operating in Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta, London, England. How did that happen? It happened because I built the image in my mind and then I executed it. And I had a strong team of people helping me, and I had a very good mentor or coach. Now, I want you to begin to think, how are you living right now? Are you earning the amount of money you want right now? Are you working for yourself? Would you like to work for yourself? Would you like to have a lot of spare time? Because you see, I've been helping people do that now for 43 years all over the world. And I don't believe you're an exception to the rule. I believe you can live the way you really want to live. Now, I want you to think for a moment. Do you know that most people stagger along year after year after year, getting much the same results? And we've been conditioned and trained to believe that what we're doing is very normal. Most people are locked in. They're conditioned. They have a paradigm that keeps them going the way they're going. I read something here just recently by Robert Heinlein. He wrote a book, Stranger in a Strange Land. He said, in absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until ultimately we become enslaved by it. Well, think of that. We become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until we become enslaved by it. Most people are not living the real exciting, dynamic life they'd like to. Do you know that you and I are God's highest form of creation? There is nothing on the planet that will touch you or me. We have deep reservoirs of talent and ability within us that we can bring to the surface and really make things happen. Do you know where most people get their information? From someone that doesn't know any more than themselves. People do it. I've gone into corporations worldwide and watched their productivity skyrocket. You see, I found out why we do what we do. I found out why we're programmed and how we're programmed. Do you know, if you study most of the people you know, they're in a routine. And they do the same thing day after day, week after week, year after year. And at the beginning of a year, they're in much the same spot as they were at the beginning of the previous year. Not much changes. But you know something? It can change, and just like that. You can tell me what you want, I can show you how to get it. Now think, if we're going to get different results, we've got to do something different. And we've got to get advice from people that are making it happen. The most natural thing for you to do when you close your sight here is talk to someone that knows absolutely nothing about what I'm talking to you about. That would be an error. That's where most people go. You get groups of people together. Carlyle said he didn't believe in the collective wisdom of individual ignorance, but groups of people get together that don't know how to make it happen. I want you to get with a group of people that do know how to make it happen. Networking is the way of the future. It'll accept anyone and help anyone go where they want to go. Doctors, lawyers, bus drivers, factory workers, secretaries, all kinds of people are making things happen in a big way, building dynamic businesses. I want you to look at this. Take a real close look at it. Go back and talk to the person that invited you here. And I guarantee you, 3 or 4 months from now, you'll be a different person.